This is the crazy eating habit of narcissists. Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Today's topic might hit close to home for some of you as we delve into the peculiar eating habits of narcissists. Growing up, family meals were more than just a time to bond. They were a battleground, especially when my father was at the table. His strange and toxic eating habits turned what should have been nourishing moments into scenes of stress and discomfort. I remember leaving those meals feeling drained and confused, wondering why it always had to be this way. Now, as I reflect on those experiences, I realize just how toxic those habits truly were. And that's why I'm here today, sharing my insights with all of you. In this episode, we'll explore 5 weird eating habits commonly observed in narcissists. But before we dive in, I want to make one thing clear. Having these habits doesn't automatically make someone a narcissist. People are complex and behaviors can vary widely. So let's approach this discussion with an open mind and a keen awareness of the bigger picture. With that said, let's uncover the truth behind these peculiar eating behaviors and how they tie into the narcissistic mindset. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Number 1. Some narcissists get a thrill from boasting while they eat. Let me break it down. My dad had a habit of telling stories while we ate. He'd wait until we were all settled, then launch into tales about his day. He'd brag about how he put someone down at work, or how he outsmarted his colleagues, or how everyone admired him. He'd relive these moments, basking in his own glory. Watching him, you could see the pride and arrogance written all over his face. We never knew if he was telling the truth or spinning a web of lies. But one thing was for sure. He always made himself out to be the hero. I call it a delergasm because it's like they're getting off on their own delusions. They live in a fantasy world, and sharing these stories gives them a rush of excitement. As kids, we bought into it. His fantasy became our fantasy. We listened intently, nodding along, and even asking questions. It was like he had us under his spell, especially my mom, who played along to stroke his ego and make a fool out of him. Number 2. Some narcissists become obsessed with perfection when they eat. It's the opposite of the first type. Narcissists are often rigid and controlling, but for some, that control extends to mealtime. They don't just control how they eat, but also how others around them eat. It's ridiculous. They'll dictate how you sit, your table manners, not just basic manners, but every little detail, like how you chew or where you look. They'll even tell you how to hold your utensils. It's not just about eating. For them, everything is a performance. If they're on stage, and any mistake you make becomes a reason for psychological torture because you've disrupted their show. They see you as a part of their grounds. You're just there to make it all happen. It's all fake. You can't be yourself. There's no room for it. So, how dare you be yourself? Something a certain way. Why did you look at your eating? It's insane, cruel, and robotic. But that's how it is with these narcissists, especially the ones focused on appearances. They're drawn to elegance and perfection, but it's not about that at all. It's about control, controlling every aspect of your life, even down to how you eat. Number 3, group eating, like you're in a cult and can't do anything on your own. My dad used to push us to eat together all the time. Eating as a family is important, he'd say. It's a family value. It makes you feel like you belong and safe. But no, it was torture. If we didn't eat together, who would he abuse? Who would he shame or use for attention? Who would he scare if we ate alone? It's like a pact we had to follow, an unwritten rule that we had to eat together, no matter what. Even if they were late, ignoring us, or we weren't hungry, we still had to eat. I've been through it. You're not even allowed to enjoy food. That's why many survivors struggle with food. They either avoid it, overeat emotionally, or stop eating altogether. Food becomes linked with trauma, so they hate it. Can you see what I mean? Number 4. They act like animals when they eat. Now, nothing against animals, but I'm just trying to paint a picture here. They make loud noises, have no manners at the table, don't care about others eating around them, don't cover their mouth, and make strange sounds like they're in a feeding frenzy. They don't care what or how much they're eating. They just want to gobble it all up as if it's their last meal. It's hard to understand. But that's how it is, especially with cerebral narcissists who are all brain and no body. They don't care about how they look or smell. It's all about the food. I remember asking my dad once how the food tasted. He paused, looked at me while stuffing his face, and asked, "What do you mean? What does it taste like? What is taste?" Can you believe it? What is taste? I was shocked. You're a human being. You can taste things, can't you? But it's like they don't have taste buds. He actually said, if you gave me cattle feed mixed with salt, I'd eat it. It doesn't matter. As long as there's something to eat, that's enough. Now you might think, oh, that's so down to earth of him. But no, he was disgusting when it came to what he ate and how he ate it. The crazy thing is, they'll start a fight if you ask them to chew quietly. It's bothering me. Can you just chew with your mouth closed, please? No, they'll see it as criticism or an attack. It's not like you're making up the problem. Clearly, they're not eating like a human being, and you have the right to eat in peace. But they'll steal that away from you because they think they're entitled to do whatever they want. It's not wrong to ask someone to behave normally, but they don't see it that way. It's all about them, and how dare you question their behavior. They'll tell you there's something wrong with your ears, not with how they eat. Go get them checked. You're hearing things, they'll say. Number 5. This one's the most painful. They control you with food. How? By limiting how much you eat and making comments that make you feel like you're eating too much or the wrong things, or that you shouldn't eat at all, like you're committing a sin. They'd say these weird things but pretend they're just being caring. They might even have the nerve to take food from your plate and put it back in the pot. I've seen it happen. My dad used to do it to my mom and sister all the time, making them feel so small. They control how much you eat and then say, "Oh, I'm doing it for you. I don't want you to gain weight." Or they might force feed you. I remember once not feeling hungry at all and not wanting to eat anything. He got really angry, taking it as a personal criticism. I kept saying, "No, I'm not hungry. I don't want to eat right now. I'll eat later." But he grabbed my neck and forced food into my mouth until I vomited. Instead of comforting me, he hit me as if I disrespected him. Crazy, right? They keep a close eye on what we're eating or not eating, always watching. And if they're obsessed with saving food, they'll comment and call you ungrateful if you leave anything on your plate. You're not thinking about those who don't get to eat at all. You should be ashamed of yourself. It's not okay to waste food, but sometimes you just don't feel like it. But with a narcissist like this, you can't. It doesn't matter how much they waste in other ways, you wasted just a bit, and you'll be punished for it. What food habits of the narcissist have resonated with you? Share your experiences in the comments below. Your story might resonate with others. Let's wrap up this episode together. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to help others on their healing journey. And remember, check out the free book and consider scheduling a one-on-one consultation linked in the description. Until next time, let's keep the healing journey going. Take care.